Okay, so the model in and of itself has its own complexities, which obviously we'll be delighted to go more in detail eventually in the discussion afterwards. But at least I would like you to take away some of the novelties in this model. Of course, the integration of the external and internal dimension, as I've mentioned before. The analysis of different characteristics, different dimensions of the firm, going into the cultural and strategic dimensions. It is important to actually then understand the role. There's a different way to think about the role of stakeholders, which is also quite important. Stakeholders have been analyzed to some extent as the counterparts of the firm so far. Here the idea is actually to leverage, to see them as actors in the challenge, right, in facing the challenge of internal change. So the firm is invited here to actually understand the role of stakeholders as levers, to leverage them, their support, in order to facilitate, to understand where to go, and to facilitate the actual internal change towards, obviously, their expectations. The second element has to do with the other initiative. We have created this acronym GOLD, which stands for Global Organizational Learning and Development Network for Sustainability. It is a network of research centers. It's about 28 research centers throughout the world, literally covering the globe in all its most important regions. It is a network that has been created, following the initiative of a group of real thought leaders, including the founding father of the notion of corporate social responsibility itself, Ed Freeman, Professor Ed Freeman from the University of Virginia. The other component and importance of this ongoing initiative just started right now. We are in the process of piloting, doing the first pilot programs, is to engage in depth a large number of multinational companies, large companies to start with. We will then move the attention to smaller firms after, as well as non-profit and public administration in sequence. But the focus currently is on large multinational companies, which obviously carry a crucial and critical role in facing this set of problems. How we're tackling this issue, first of all, the idea is to combine the measurement aspects, which go even more in depth compared to the project Rewords, to the Rewords approach. In depth in the sense that it goes into all the various functions, line functions, and staff functions, to understand the degree to which the company has not only made sense of the issues specific to those functions, but actually has tried to launch initiatives, change initiatives, to tackle and to change the way that they were facing those issues. But in addition to the measurement part, which is obviously quite extremely important, the novelty here is that the research program aims to observe actual attempts of internal change at the strategic, at the operating, and at the cultural level inside the firms that are participating into this company. This is actually the first time that this happens, certainly in the context of a simultaneous clinical work in 108 multinational companies, which is what we are targeting. And then the third step is again to go through the same type of measurement efforts that was done in the first step, so that we can then compare what actually has happened as a consequence of all those change initiatives. So we can actually say something, and we can help the company understand the actual impact, the effectiveness of their internal change attempts, so that we can say, this is what actually works, this is what did not work, and here are the reasons why. And maybe even here are the conditions under which what you have tried to do will work next time that you try to do it better. Let me conclude with an invitation, if you want, to the political representatives here. Just maybe it's more of a reflection together with the invitation. I see sustainability as something that obviously not only has a crucial political implication, but should be, and obviously the emphasis is on should be having a common point of interest for both, if you want, moderate left and moderate right type of arguments. And the reason is that on the one side, on the center left, if you want, the potential of the economic, social, environmental concerns is obviously of interest. On the other hand, on the center right, the concerns connected to fairness, equity, morality are of primary interest. The implication of all of this is essentially for a call for an agenda, a real concrete, action-oriented agenda focusing on sustainability. This agenda clearly will start, we hope, from the serious consideration for connected to both this two elements of the problem, the assessment and the learning and change, internal learning and change problem. But I would say that it should be viewed also in terms of actual multi-stakeholder action that would allow not only academics and businesses, but also stakeholders and policymakers to create a fast learning cycle, essentially a laboratory, which hopefully could be based somewhere appropriate in the context of the European Commission, but a laboratory that will produce the evidence for evidence-based policy advice, policy concerns, policy outputs that will then obviously facilitate the diffusion of these insights throughout the business world. And finally, the fundamental concern that will stem out of this rapid evidence-based policy decisions, which has to do with the capacity building. Capacity building that it does not only interest the business firm, by the way, but also all the stakeholders that are dealing with firms who have to understand their new role as levers for internal change processes. Let me stop there, and I definitely look forward to this panel discussion so that we might be able to actually take an actionable approach to this set of issues and to our proposal. Thank you very much for your attention.